Imagine walking through one of the busiest places in Lagos, Oshodi, a sea of people rushing, buses honking, traders shouting, life moving fast. And right under the same bridge where thousands passed every single day, a man lived like a beggar. But in his den, police discovered roasted human flesh, skulls, and even a woman chained alive. This was not just another madman. This was Clifford Orji, Nigeria's most feared cannibal, a name that would forever send shivers down the nation's spine. Underscore, this is not a folktale, this is a chilling true story from Nigeria. His name was Clifford Nwa Orji, born around 1965 or 1966, once a razor blade seller, later calling himself a shaman, a so-called native Dr. Chinyalu. But behind the mask of an ordinary man was a monster. Clifford Orji was accused of cannibalism, serial killings, kidnapping, and selling human body parts. He lived under a busy highway bridge in Oshodi Eselo, Lagos, pretending to be mentally ill. But on February 3, 1999, his dark secret exploded into the open. A woman, barely alive, was discovered in his shack. Around her, police found fresh and roasted human flesh, skulls, female underwear, a check of 80,000 Nigerian nairas, and even a mobile phone, at a time when only the wealthy had access to GSM. Orji confessed openly at a police news conference, saying he had been eating human meat for 7 years before coming to Lagos, calling it his culture. He and an accomplice were accused of supplying human body parts to powerful people. By December 2000, he was remanded in Kirikiri Prison, Nigeria's only supermax penitentiary. But he would spend 12 years locked away without trial, his mental health deteriorating until he was no longer fit to face justice. In April 2012, he even sued the Lagos State Attorney General for unlawful imprisonment. But just months later, on August 17, 2012, Clifford Orji was found dead at the age of 46. The autopsy said natural causes, but his story remains one of Nigeria's darkest nightmares. In the heart of Lagos, beneath a noisy bridge where thousands passed daily, lived a man who looked like just another beggar. But inside his den, police discovered human skulls, roasted flesh, and a woman chained alive. His name was Clifford Orji, the cannibal madman of Oshodi. In 1999, Lagos was already a city of chaos, endless traffic, street traders, bus conductors shouting at the top of their lungs, and pickpockets lurking in the crowd. Among the noise and madness of Oshodi, one of the busiest places in West Africa, people barely noticed Clifford Orji. To passers-by, he was just another madman, dirty and ragged, sleeping under the bridge. But Clifford was not mad. He was a predator. When police raided his shack one hot August day, the entire country froze in horror. Inside, they found human skulls, bones, weapons, and the smell of roasted flesh. Even worse, they found a young woman still alive but chained, her body covered in wounds. People could not believe it. How could such evil hide in plain sight, in the middle of a city? Rumors spread like wildfire. Clifford was no ordinary killer. He was said to be part of a powerful ritual syndicate, supplying human parts to politicians and wealthy businessmen. Some swore he ate human flesh himself. Others whispered he had charms that made him invisible until the police finally caught him. The newspapers called him Nigeria's first publicly known cannibal. Markets shut down, and parents refused to let their children walk alone. Clifford Orji was arrested and taken to court. But here, the story turned strange. He was declared mentally unstable and never properly tried. For 13 long years, he remained behind bars at Kirikiri Maximum Prison until one morning in 2012, news broke Clifford Orji was dead. He died like a dog in prison, never convicted, never revealing the full truth. Even today, his name sends shivers down the spine. Clifford Orji became a symbol of Nigeria's darkest fears, ritual killings, cannibalism, and the suspicion that the rich and powerful hide behind such crimes. Evil can hide in plain sight, even under a crowded bridge. Clifford Orji's story reminds us that monsters are not only found in the forests of folklore, sometimes they walk among us, disguised as ordinary people. May we learn to stay vigilant to protect the vulnerable and demand justice no matter who is involved. If you found this story shocking, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for my channel for more real-life tales and folktales. And drop a comment, do you believe Clifford was just a madman, or was he working for powerful people behind the scenes? Clifford Orji is one of the most infamous criminal figures in Nigeria's history, remembered for a case that shocked the nation in the late 1990s. Who he was? Clifford Orji, c. 1960s, 2012, was a Nigerian man arrested in 1999 in Lagos after police uncovered gruesome crimes linked to him. He lived under a bridge in the Oshodi area and pretended to be a madman or homeless person. But beneath this disguise, he was involved in activities that terrified the public. His crimes: human parts and cannibalism. When authorities searched his hideout, they discovered human skulls, bones, and body parts. Reports claimed he roasted and ate human flesh. Murder and kidnapping. He was suspected of killing several people. Some victims were reportedly abducted. Ritual practices. Many Nigerians believed he supplied human parts for rituals used by powerful individuals and syndicates, especially politicians and businessmen. Victims. Police even found a living victim, a woman, chained up in his den at the time of his arrest. Public reaction. His arrest shook Nigeria because it reinforced fears about ritual killings, a problem already whispered about in many communities. The fact that this happened in a busy, public place like Oshodi made people more fearful. Stories spread that he was connected to powerful elites, making many believe he was only a small part of a bigger network. Trial and death. Clifford Orji was declared mentally unstable by some reports and was kept in prison without proper trial for years. He eventually died in Kirikiri Maximum Security Prison in Lagos on August 17, 2012, after 13 years in custody. He was never formally convicted before his death. Legacy. Clifford Orji's name has since become almost like a folklore symbol in Nigeria, representing the horror of ritual killings, the fear that some powerful figures secretly benefit from such crimes, the failure of the justice system to quickly and fairly resolve such cases. In Nigerian street slang, sometimes people still use "don't be like Clifford Orji" to warn against evil or suspicious acts. Here ends my story about the criminal Clifford Orji. Let us be careful in all we do and where we go to, and try as much as possible to be careful in our movement. Watch more of my stories like the notorious thief criminal Anini and the story of Obinag the great soldier, even the story of the Totasi who trickishly married the king's daughter, the beautiful princess. Please encourage me by subscribing and joining our wonderful team. Here we give you the best stories and tales. Don't forget to subscribe to get latest folktales and stories. Thank you and remain blessed.